A hilarious new stand-up special from comedy legend Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, is coming to Hulu November 22nd. This Thanksgiving, see Jim in a whole new light as he gives you the inside scoop on everything from parenting teenagers to weight loss and gaslighting family members. For everyone in need of a happy hour, the new hilarious stand-up special, Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, premieres November 22nd, streaming on Hulu.
The holidays are all about sharing with family. Meals, couches, stories, grandma's secret pecan pie recipe. And now you can also share a cart with Instacart's family carts. Everyone can add what they want to one group cart from wherever they are. So you don't have to go from room to room to find out who wants cranberry sauce, or whether you should get mini marshmallows for the yams, or collecting votes for sugar cookies versus shortbread. Just share a cart. And then share the meals and the moments. Download the Instacart app and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Plus, enjoy free delivery on your first 3 orders. Service fees and terms apply.
Ask me. Ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them. We'll read them. Then we'll give you answers. You know it. I've got it. I've got the answer. The answer. You ask me. I'll tell you anything. That's another question. Get pumped. Where are you? You're in your car? You're under your bed? You listening to me in airplane mode? Because you downloaded me? You subscribed? What is it? Like, review, subscribe, rescribe? Yeah, that's what you did. And now you got me. You're in the car. You're hanging outside your job. Just waiting for 5 more minutes of sweet, sweet comedy before you head inside, take a dump at work, get out your spreadsheets. I'm here for you. We're here to bring the comedy with me. I'm equipped with my baby arm. She's taking a big chug when you're supposed to say, hey, it's me.
Hi. We've gotten a lot of questions lately about where baby arm comes from, but I feel like we've addressed it. So why don't we quickly?
Why don't
It's
you
'cause
tell
my
them? That
arm-
way it looks less shameful.
Because my arm looks like a baby's arm.
Say it with a smile, though.
I'm telling a fact.
Her arm is soft and tender and meaty, and it's untouched by vitamin D. It's like a translucent
like a
purple.
baby.
Yeah.
Because you can't tan your babies.
I actually don't think I would think that if you weren't so
Pale?
frighteningly white. So it's the color combined with the softness,
Okay.
the plumpness of it.
There we
and
go.
You've got a dimple. I don't have it.
Oh.
We have a dimple in the elbow,
Yeah.
which a baby has.
Yeah.
And I squeeze it. And don't ask her if she needs help because she's fine.
Yeah, because you did Instagram videos about it probably over a year ago, and then it stuck.
Yeah, she's fine. We're fine. We're
A lot
post-feminism
of people were
here.
just curious.
That's the answer. A baby arm and a squeeze it.
All right. So let's get into the questions. We have an anonymous one. If I'm social media active and my boyfriend of 6 months has a Facebook account, but not really active except for family tagging him on stuff, when is it okay to ask to be friends? I've met some of his mom's friends. I wouldn't ask Facebook official till, say, a year, but would be nice to start tagging him in things and a peek at what's on his wall. Love you.
Just
add him as
tag
a friend.
him. Just do it. Request it. And if he brings it up and is weird, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Nobody really checks Facebook except parents. You don't need to tag him. Get on Instagram. That's where all the cool kids are. It doesn't matter.
No.
Don't even tag him, and I would erase your page. The Russians are coming. Next question.
Another anonymous. How do I nicely ask my hubby to please stop giving me gift cards to a certain store as gifts? It's a chain store that is close to his office, so it's easy for him, but I never shop there on my own, only when he gives me a gift card. I don't generally...
Hy-Vee, Ralph's.
I don't generally like their
grocery store.
clothes.
Is it a big eagle, giant eagle, large eagle?
So I usually end up buying some random perfume and home stuff. I don't want to be ungrateful, but there are other places I'd rather get gift cards from, or he could put some thought into a meaningful gift. Love you, fan in New Jersey.
You know, it's tough because he's probably thinking like, oh, she likes this place. And it probably wasn't even like a big gift. He's like, I'm just thinking about you and here's a cute thing. This is your husband. So if you're wondering, how do I say something? If you can't say something to him in a rational way and have him, respond with removing emotion from it, having him not, then that's a bigger issue. But we all have these things where you don't, like I have this with Smokey Husky, you don't want to hurt someone's feelings and they're trying. You say it as nicely as possible. I love you so much and it's so sweet that you do this. I don't really shop there, and I was so scared to tell you. Put it on you. I was so nervous. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Put it on you that you had bared this burden. You had borne this burden, and you're like, and I was thinking of going to therapy, and I've been on this prescription because I'm so. He'll be like, whoa, I'm sorry. Men are very good, if they don't have an ego about it, are very good about like, all right, just correct him, and he'll be okay.
You don't even have to bring up the old stuff. Just say, hey, next time you get me a gift card, I really love the pajamas from Soma.
There you go.
Yeah.
Done.
I'd like that more.
I have a new favorite store.
Men are not as complicated as women. There is very little emotion attached. He's just doing it because he thinks you like perfume.
Yeah.
And you keep reinforcing it.
Right.
Just point him in. It's like a wind-up toy. Pick him up, rewind, put him. It's like Blanche would like be obsessed with sniffing something. We'd pick her up, we'd wind her up,
Yeah.
and then put her a different direction. She's like, here I go.
Right.
That's how men are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he did it the first time because it was near his work, and then you went there and bought things there, and he was like, great.
Yeah,
this
it's
worked
not
out perfectly.
There's no sentimental attachment. It is all convenience. And don't say the like, or get me a good gift, because he's like, I was just thinking of you. It's like a guy that like gets you a scratcher or like a candy bar. Mm-hmm. No one's ever given me a scratcher. Don't give me a scratcher.
I've seen a lot of on Reddit questions of people who like buy someone else's scratcher and
bought
then,
it for him.
Right, but they like want some of the winnings. Or buying a scratcher. How do you feel about this one? Splitting a scratcher with someone, like you and a friend always, when you are on a road trip, you split a scratcher. The friend never ever pays you back. And this scratcher won big money. So just this
What,
person
pays you back
didn't
$1?
tell.
Scratchers
But
like
if
$1.
every time, I mean, there are some that are like $5 or $10, and if
No.
this person consistently never pays you that money, this guy was like, "Hey, man, are you gonna pay me back?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, I'll get you." This guy knows he's won, and so he's like, "Well, if he's not gonna pay me back, I'm not gonna give him."
No, you can't split that hair. Fine, here's $10. Now give me $500,000.
Right.
If you're
I mean,
going
it's,
in
never it's like 500
under the
whatever.
pretense of this is something we're doing together, then that's that. If you didn't say that though, and they were just in the car,
Yeah.
I think. But I also don't buy scratchers because I don't buy scratchers. So scratcher law, someone else is gonna have to write it. Scratcher law. Thursdays
Yeah,
at
I've
7.
never bought one, but whenever I see someone buying one in front of me at the 7-Eleven, I'm like, should I do that?
It's not. It's like kind of a. It's not in my wheelhouse of hobbies.
I'm not very lucky,
It's
and
like-
I would just be mad.
It's always like I'll take a scratcher, a pack of Marlboros,
Yeah.
and this Monster Energy enema.
Now I see people, they buy the scratchers and they buy the jewel pods.
Yeah, so it's that kind of person. Let's move on.
Different life. Okay.
Fuel up.
Anonymous.
Lose that lung.
Hi, Iliza and Emily. Huge fan. You made me understand, finally, people's irrational need to talk to celebrities.
You're welcome.
I've lived in
love you
Denver
too.
for the past year, moved there from Atlanta because I needed something new. I'm sure Emily can relate. I recently
She's a creature of habit.
I moved here from
I
Atlanta.
asked her to change her routine once, and her head almost exploded. And it was like just leaving a room to go another. She's like, "But my things." So she does not understand that.
But I moved.
You're not from Atlanta,
I moved here
so don't even front.
from Decatur,
Okay, so
and I
just
moved here
understand
from
that.
there.
Did you?
What do you
I feel like someone moved you because I can't imagine you.
I moved here.
Did you drive here? Did you fly here?
I drove here with my dad and all my stuff in my car, and then he flew back after he helped
I
me.
mean, left me with all this stuff.
He helped me unpack my stuff.
That's very sweet.
Fall has fallen, winter is on its way, the days are shorter. But just because, well, they feel shorter. And just because the days feel shorter doesn't mean your to-do list gets any shorter. You still have to power through your busy days. And a great way to do that is with nutritious food from Factor's no prep, no mess meals. At the end of a short day in the fall or the winter, the last thing you want to do is have to cook. Factor has got you covered from breakfast, snacks, dinner, anything in between. Factor has easy, nutritious options to keep you fueled, like their chicken Florentine with spinach and garlic chili cauliflower. You bet. That's what I want to make myself at the end of a day where I am exhausted and my husband isn't home. Whether you like routine or you enjoy mixing things up, Factor has you covered with 35 different delicious meals every week and over 60 additional convenience options you can add on, like keto cookies, pressed juices, and smoothies. And because Factor meals are chef prepared and dietitian approved, you're going to love not only Factor's meals taste, but also how they support your goals, even if your goal was just making yourself dinner. Head to factormeals.com/Iliza50 and use code Iliza50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month. That's code Iliza50 at factormeals.com/Iliza50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. The holidays are here. And for a lot of us, the holidays mean decorating, hosting, celebrating. For me, it means a lot of traveling. And nothing feels better year-round, but especially during the cozy holidays, than a restful night's sleep in soft, luxurious sheets. Boll & Branch's signature sheets are made with the finest 100% organic cotton, and they get softer with every single wash. You already know that I got Boll & Branch this summer when I needed breathable sheets to sleep in, but this holiday season, I'm actually gifting some of my friends and family Boll & Branch's Ultimate Softness Bundle. I get to choose a signature hem sheet set in any color, a signature hem pillow set, and a waffle bed blanket. And they're all getting juniper because I think it's a classy color. This way you know you have something nice to sleep on when you visit. It's the perfect gift for you and them. Gift you and your loved ones a better night's sleep with Boll & Branch. And right now is their best offer of the entire year. For 25% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets, head to bollandbranch.com/Iliza. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/Iliza for 25% off. Limited time only, exclusions apply. See site for details. So finally, fall is here. I have been looking forward to it. I have had a hard year in a good way. You know, like I had a baby. I have been on a nonstop tour, nonstop traveling, and it's been hot. So I'm looking forward to, of course, pumpkin spice, everything, cooler weather, and slipping into a cozy sweater from Quince. I've talked about Quince before. Quince has beautiful leather jackets, cotton cardigans, soft denim, and so much more. All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Dressing expensive doesn't have to be expensive. Their clothing is beautiful, it's durable, it stands the test of time, and it's what I like to call a capsule wardrobe. I got an Italian wool cocoon coat. That's one of those, you know, it's got like a European collar and it covers my butt so I can walk around New York City and not be chilly. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. Get cozy in Quince's high-quality wardrobe essentials. Go to quince.com/Iliza for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/Iliza to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Iliza.
I recently had one of the few friends from high school I still talk to visit me, and I always thought we had a good relationship because we have similar senses of humor and both ended up in situations we never planned for after college. But during this recent visit, it seemed like every time I shared something about my new life, it was just hilarious. I felt like less of a friend and more of a piece of entertainment. I've always been someone to pull hobbies, movies, opinions, etc. out of left field. And coming from the suburbs of Georgia, I'm used to being a novelty. But at some point, I don't appreciate all aspects of my life being a joke. How do you deal with people keeping you around because you're a great story to tell everyone back home? P.S. I'm not like in the circus or have crazy hair. I'm just regular, unassuming on the surface, 24-year-old freelancer who has really gotten into the Colorado lifestyle and never been afraid to go my own way.
I think you're asking the wrong question. How do you deal with it? You're not friends with this person anymore. You've outgrown each other. She also might have no frame of reference for what it is you do, or maybe, you know, you smoke pot or you go snowboarding on the weekends. The hilarious thing, I think sometimes when people laugh, it's because they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
She might have been laughing at you, but not meaning it maliciously. But people grow apart. I say it all the time. You're 24. You're going to shed friends and you don't live in the same state. You know, if you want to bring it up, if it's really worth saving, but it just might mean that you don't really have any shared experiences and you're different now.
Well, and there's a certain amount, I mean, I even still get it sometimes of when you're from the South, people being like, oh, what's it like? Like, why don't you talk like that? What's
Denver's very liberal. Yeah. And so maybe that was weird for her. The pot could have been a thing. I don't know what you were doing. Also, there is a chance that she had altitude sickness and didn't know where she was because it happens every time.
Right. Yeah.
That's the truth arrow.
Oh, yeah. That's your new sound. You're
pull
really
it
into
back.
that.
You pull it back, and then you let it go, and it goes in the skin, and then it goes back and forth.
I used to be really good at archery.
Yeah.
Like, I hit a bullseye, and I got a free box of candy.
Okay. That's not archery. That's like you're at camp.
I mean,
it's not like archers.
Yeah, I wasn't like in a battle with orcs.
And that's the last time you worked out.
Yeah.
That was the last athletic thing.
I won a contest and I said, this is it for me. I'm done now.
Peaked. Take me to LA.
Wait, the arrow, you were doing the sling.
She's doing And then she's doing when it hits, it vibrates.
Like if
from
you
the
threw a
power
knife.
of the hit. Is the end cap of that.
Before you were unsheathing your sword of
No,
truth.
I'm pulling
and
back.
slashing.
I'm pulling back
the
bow, and then I let it go. It's a simultaneous letting go and it landing in a neck. And then...
I'm on board. I'm on board.
Okay.
Passed out in the desert says, you ever wish for things?
Don't ask me questions. People like that are like the pineapple pizza people.
I didn't ask you the one about
Listen, I got a raging boner and I'm a little high. Answer me. I wish for better questions.
This question I think is funny because Dax is a name says, this is an oddly specific question. Iliza, did you partner to do ads with Chase Bank just for the sole purpose of impressing us all by doing the fast talk section without digitally speeding your voice up?
Oh my God, you know my heart. I got so excited. I weirdly, for such an out-of-the-box thinker, get very excited for formalities. I got so excited to do the, remember FDIC thing? And when I hosted a game show, I loved being like, TBS, Thursdays at 7, only on TBS. I love the tags. I love these, inherently Americana, things that go with it. So it's not all of why I did it, because that would be very weird, but I was very excited to do it. So you get me.
You did, yeah.
You advance to the next level of fandom.
Is that a hat trick for Dax, too? I think
Yeah,
that's the third
Dax has
question.
been on a few.
Whoa, Dax Shepard, good to have you.
Congratulations.
Sam_Sid_cats at play. Iliza, as a woman who is passionate about her career, I'd love to get your thoughts on an ongoing argument between my husband and myself.
Ugh, I would love to weigh in, but I have to go.
Before we got married, we talked about what would happen with each of our careers when we had kids. We decided I would work part-time to provide childcare. This was working great until I got promoted. I went from working about 15 to 20 hours a week to closer to 30. This does not include the time I do work at home. I love my job, but my husband does not respect it and calls it my hobby job and wants me to quit so I can be a stay-at-home mom. The money I bring home is 1/4 of what my husband makes, and I always work around his schedule. My kids are happy and cared for, so why should I quit just because he has to do a little more?
I think that's a conversation you have to have with your husband about respecting you. And, you're not a baby machine. Just because you're a woman who births children doesn't mean that you only want to be around children. There's a famous Sex and the City episode where Miranda was just like, it's not enough. And for some women, being a mother is enough. And for some women, it's not. And there's no answer that's wrong or right. But what is wrong is your husband not respecting it and thinking that you're beneath him and that your time should be spent the way he sees fit if you are, in fact, already taking care of your family. Mm-hmm. So he needs to be taken down a peg.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't have time to stalk your Instagram, but, it's not uncommon, to be like, oh, my wife and her hobby. And you know what? Maybe I don't know what you do. Maybe what you do is bullshit. Maybe you work at a friend's handbag company. But the truth is, it makes you happy. You make money. It keeps you active. And it keeps you from fucking going insane. So, it's not like you're breaking your end of the bargain and you're like, sorry, they got to go to daycare. Mama's drinking and making fake Birkin bags and gluing flowers on them. I'm just saying it's more about control. I'm not saying your husband's a bad person or abusive, but he's not respecting your time and you.
And you also need to discuss, if monetarily, if they're going to childcare, how expensive is that? Because that's another issue.
You don't want him paying for everything. That's a whole other thing.
Right.
And this might be the thing that gives you a modicum of freedom. You're like, I do contribute financially. I can't imagine that he makes so much money that your money is just toilet
she makes
paper.
1/4 of what he makes.
It's still something.
Yeah.
That's still the maid. That's still groceries. That's something, unless he makes $200 a week. I don't know. So that's more about him not respecting you and your contribution and your sanity.
Yeah.
Put your tits right in his face. Be like, you want this?
Right. You're not wrong to want to do your job.
Or to want to have something other than your family. You are not wrong for that.
Well, and maybe because they clearly, before kids, discussed and decided she
Doesn't
would stay
matter.
home. Right, but you have to have a new discussion.
That's why you don't write your will and stuff before kids, because it doesn't matter what you decided. Kids change everything.
So set new expectations.
Yeah.
Because if he's working off that old model.
So new expectations. And you're not going back on it. It's not like you're no, figure it out. You're doing your job and you want another job.
Yeah.
So he needs to chill out. You can tell him I said so. You can tell him I weighed in on these two faceless people.
On stage page _ Iliza, you're notorious for your detestation of underscores. What is your Iliza-approved alternative? If you're just like a random accountant or cashier, you could probably just change it. But what about those that are trying to cultivate a brand? I own the same domain name as my Instagram handle. But on Twitter and Instagram, I have 7-year-old dead accounts holding my name hostage.
Yeah.
I've tried to contact Twitter and Instagram with no progress. What can us lowly handle warriors do to keep our brand and not offend with trashy underscores? In all seriousness, love you so much.
The answer is nothing.
I mean,
it's just an inconvenience to me. Nobody cares but me. Please live your life.
The only thing you shouldn't do is when you have like 2 or 3 underscores and then you can't tell how many it is.
Yeah, like when it's like several, because then there's the different, like some people do because they don't want to be found.
Yeah.
Like my manager has like 15 underscores.
Oh, yeah.
After 3, that's like, I don't want the government to find me.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's just something for me to kvetch at. You're fine. And that is annoying. The dead accounts, there should be a limit. If you are inactive for a year, take it down. It's the only reason I have an Iliza Facebook page. So some fucking nut doesn't come in and it's like, I'm Iliza Schlesinger.
Right.
Check out my bar.
But you have a different name on Twitter and on Instagram.
I grabbed Iliza on Twitter, and I dislike Twitter with a passion, but I'm not going to erase it just because A, it's a great way to promote dates, and B, I don't want someone else to have it.
Yeah.
But I use it.
Yeah.
So those people are lazy bad people. They also could be dead. You don't know.
They could be.
The answer is I don't hate you on stage page, and I hope your business thrives and you can crush domains like puss. Sorry, Mom.
She_who_ sings, hey, Iliza. I stopped talking to my mom a year ago.
Because she gave you all those underscores in your Christian name.
Her Christian name, she who sings.
Those underscores.
They are just spaces. We don't need to read them.
It's from the New
think.
Testament.
I know. Sometimes I don't read them, and I just read
No,
the
you
name.
have to,
and
because
you
there's a
don't
she
know.
who sings without underscores out there that's like, I didn't
Well,
write
that's the
this.
thing. It's like, yeah.
It's like, yeah, that is the thing.
Do I want to be able to find you? All right. Hey, Iliza, I stopped talking to my mom a year ago, and my family has been giving me hell for it ever since. I mentally needed space from her after years of trying to have open, honest conversations about boundaries and different things she did frequently that hurt me. She told me I forfeited the right to be a part of her family, and now my grandmother is the only member who still talks to me. My grandmother told me yesterday that I should repair the relationship because, quote, she's my mother and all the things she's done for me. I had no idea what to say. What would you say to people telling me to talk to my mom?
I would say talk to your mom. Look, I don't know the specifics. You're saying hurt you. I can tell you, moms get annoying. We all get fed up with our moms, but the truth is, at least for most moms, it always comes from a place of that they love you so much. So you're saying hurt. I don't know what that means. I don't know what lens you're looking at this through. I can tell you if it's something that taking space is one thing, but if they're not going to acknowledge, your mom's going to be, here's the truth. Your mom's going to be dead one day. And then all the things you wanted to say, you won't be able to say. So if she really hurt you, I mean, there's annoying and then there's hurt. And then there's, I didn't mean to hurt and you're interpreting it that way. Your whole family could be nuts, but you always feel better when you make the effort.
Right. Well, I would advise go to reddit.com/
No, that should never be advice.
Raised by narcissists, because there's very interesting conversations surrounding parents where sometimes like explaining a story of what's happened and you get other people's input and they can tell you you're being crazy or that woman has been abusing you.
Yeah, I do have a friend who was raised by a narcissist and they were abusive. So she could have sexually abused you. Like I don't know. In which case, yeah, maybe you don't want to repair that. Mm-hmm. If it isn't that, then if it's not severe, but also your question was, what would you say to people telling me to talk to my mom? It's none of their business.
Right.
Don't bring it up then. If you don't want that from people, don't bring it up.
Well, and I get, of course the grandmother wants to repair things. I don't think you're going to be able to get her to stop. You just, you say, look, she knows what she did. Anyway, Grandma, nice to see you.
I will also say this. You should just know, I'm going to go under the assumption that what she did isn't sexually abusive or, drug related, and it's just more emotional and didn't mean to. Our parents, the older they get, you're not going to change them. The amount of arguments I've had with my mom where I've been like, I need you to do this. And she's like, I'm going to. And then she doesn't. Because they've been around longer and they're kind of set in their ways and little things can change. But the more you can just kind of breathe through it, again, assuming that it's just like a chill thing and be like, look, they're just really trying their best and I can't change it.
Yeah.
If you kind of go with the current. But that's saying, I don't know.
This is another, I think, good time for for therapy, because if you can talk to someone objective that's not like related to your mom. All right. Well, look, I think if you can afford it or work it out on a sliding scale, going to a therapist where you can discuss all of the things that your mother has done
Get
and
it
get
out
an
now.
objective opinion on it.
Get it out now, yeah, because she's going to be dead, and then you'll have to swallow it. Do what you can. Do it for yourself, not her. Next question.
Christine Twan. Hi, Iliza. Your Ask Iliza Anything theme song is hilarious and catchy, but I must admit it's a bit of an earworm and has been stuck in my head for days. What songs drive you bananas when they get stuck in your head? Thanks for your awesome podcast.
Any song, because I was up at like 3 a.m. and I'll get like fragments of songs, so not a full song, like just like the background of like wah 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 wah, you know. I had like Hot Girl Summer, and then there was like a Cardi B song that she did with City Girls, but all I had in my head was like, do it, baby, stick it, baby, do it, baby, stick it, baby, grip up on that whipper. I don't even know what they're saying. I get the gibberish version of songs stuck in my head. And we all know that for the longest time, I had that ludicrous song, the I wanna lick, 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 but the only part that I had was when he goes, eating fresh fruit. So you've all heard that. I have Jingle stuck in my head.
I wind up with your versions of songs stuck in my head.
that is
Like
by-
when you sing,
That is by design.
I would just get like
Greg's.
No, not even that. Although that does. Oh, now that is going to be in my head. But when you make up your own lyrics for radio songs,
Oh.
I get those in my head all the time.
Here's the thing. Here's the secret to song to that. It's always about a fart or my dead dog.
It's mostly the second. Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many songs lend themselves to like, you're small and your body and you're
Yeah.
tiny. Now you do.
I mean, your all of your dog songs, your official dog songs, would get stuck in my head so frequently.
But you're welcome. Like, you're
And
welcome.
they're good. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they would worm their way in there.
It's fun. That's why. So sorry about the earworm. I can't say it wasn't on purpose. This is what ears are for. That's what memories are for.
Ears are for.
We have we already know about Greg's hold music.
Yeah.
His my publicist's hold music, which we could call and listen to.
No.
The first couple notes sound like the beginning of the Who's the Boss theme song, so I always sing it, but then it becomes about suicide.
Yeah.
There's a time for love and a time for tips. You take your life in your own hands.
I made you and your husband a ringtone out of
Yeah.
that.
Did I know this?
Yes.
I think I emailed it to you, but
I don't know if I ever.
We'll dig that email
I
back
turned
up.
that thing from the episode, which you guys can all go back and listen to, but then I turned that into
right.
a little thing for you.
Into a
so
little cottage industry.
enjoy.
Ring a ding ding.
Lil
Fresh fruit.
underscore cake underscore pop. Was there any weird habit or tradition your family had that you didn't realize was weird until somebody pointed it out to you?
I had this boyfriend who was not like the best, but one time he was being annoying and I snipped at him, give it a rest. And he was like, he was very California. He's like, that's not the way to talk to people. And like, it didn't occur to me that like my mom had been saying that my whole life and maybe that's not the most gentle. My dad will start, if we're at dinner and somebody orders food and the food arrives, when it comes to the table, he'll go, oh, happy birthday. And people will start singing it to you when you just ordered like a plate of chicken. So that's, nothing like, oh, you guys kiss on the lips? And my family doesn't do that. Weird habit or tradition. Tradition, no, because my parents are divorced. Tradition, I have to think about that. Oh, we know about Barnstorm. So
Yeah.
it's more about messing with each other.
Yeah.
When I was little, my mom, and my brother and I used to play this game called, like, You Know What I Hate, and we would each try to say something more horrific to the other one. And I hate it when people stab me in the eye. Oh, I hate that. But you know what I hate even more? When I get paper cuts in the webbing of my fingernail. But you know what I hate even more? And we would just build. I was a morbid child. So, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't have, like, we all go skiing every year, and we all bring a pound of cold spaghetti. Mommy's sketty. I don't have it. Do you have one?
I mean, yeah, I have a tradition where every Easter, and my parents are like not religious at all. So on Easter, they would just take eggs, like the plastic eggs, and fill them with different sugary cereals because we weren't allowed to have we had healthy breakfast. I ate very healthy as a child, like really healthy.
Sure.
And
I believe that now you're rebelling.
So they would get those like little boxes and they would fill the eggs and they would hide them around the house. So when we got up, we would do an egg hunt for our breakfast.
That's so cute.
And it was like very fun.
That's so cute.
Yeah. So
She's like, and that's how I have my breakfast every morning. I hide it the night before. I take 6 Ambien. I wake up. I'm like, where am I? Where's my breakfast?
It was like very, because you crack it, you'd be like, oh, Lucky Charms. Oh, Cocoa Puffs.
That's cute.
Yeah. So that was nice. Anonymous, any tips on how to break bad habits you formed in your early 20s? Second, any good habits I should be focusing on forming now that I am entering my mid-20s?
I don't know.
What?
I can tell you this. I'll answer the second part because I don't know. The bad habits will fall. What happens is you'll hit a rock bottom or you'll be like, oh, this isn't cute.
Right.
Oh, I shouldn't call him. You'll start to realize like, hey, you know what? When a guy doesn't text back, fuck him. No, really fuck him. But like, don't text back because he doesn't care. You'll start to realize that the world is a lot less complicated than you thought it was. Start washing your face. In your early 20s, you can go to bed full makeup and wake up like, oh my God, like messy chic. It's not going to last forever. Take care of your skin now so you get more longevity out of it. Do not fall asleep drunk with your makeup on. Always take your makeup off. Always floss. I cannot go to bed without flossing.
Get a vibrating toothbrush, electric toothbrush.
What did you say?
Get a burst.
Get a burst.
Get a burst toothbrush. Because then you also get the new brush heads because it's like, did you know that you need to change your toothbrush heads?
You gotta
I
change those
didn't.
heads. Yeah. It can't just be this like worn down, flat part of hair.
But it's now official that it makes such a difference to have an electric toothbrush.
I have had an electric toothbrush since I was 18. The one that I had was a different company. It looked like a 70s vibrator. Like it was like
They
that
were large.
medical, like light blue white. Wash your face. Get an eye cream routine. So like for crow's feet and wrinkles, especially if you're fair skinned. And take care of your hair. Take care of these things because they will take care of you. And it does not, the girls that rode hard and put away wet. And at like 36 are like, I'm going to start washing my face now. You're like, face has already left the building. You're weird.
Right. If you develop it as a routine now and it's just something you're used to doing every night, it's so much easier.
And working out. Like your body, it will show in your body. You will feel better. Your energy, you'll come to rely on it for just do these couple of things. I can't tell you, like, meditate. I wish I did that more. And, like, positive thinking, self-love. Sunscreen, big time. Every time you leave the house and put it on your fucking hands because you're going to get early-looking liver spots, but it's from the sun because your hands are in the driver's seat on the steering wheel. Take care of your skin and face because those things will betray you.
Your skin is your biggest organ.
And work that butt. Next question.
Anonymous. Hi, Iliza and Emily.
Skin's not Scott's biggest organ. Yeah. Well, it's wrapped in big skin.
Skin too, yeah.
Okay.
I've noticed that, at least since I've had my babies, that I smell differently when I sweat. Maybe I'm just like getting older. I don't know, but I smell differently. And I don't love that. If I'm on set or if I'm on stage or if I'm doing anything like functioning in public and I don't want sweat stains or to be aware of my stinky pits, that's when I turn to Lumi whole body deodorant because it keeps me smelling fresh all day. Lumi is seriously safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, under boobs, right ladies, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, your feet. It's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. How? Well, unlike certain traditional deodorants that may try to mask odor with a fragrance, Lumi is formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. If you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off the starter pack. Use code Iliza for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code Iliza at LumiDeodorant.com.
A hilarious new stand-up special from comedy legend Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, is coming to Hulu November 22nd. This Thanksgiving, see Jim in a whole new light as he gives you the inside scoop on everything from parenting teenagers to weight loss and gaslighting family members. For everyone in need of a happy hour, the new hilarious stand-up special, Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, premieres November 22nd, streaming on Hulu.
My question is,
Thanks for the confidence.
Yeah. Brothers.
You,
What?
brothers.
Brothers.
My question is, I recently started a new job I love. It was a temp to hire situation, but I am now a permanent employee. While I was a temp, no one really paid attention to me for obvious reasons. But now I'm permanent and want to make connections at work. I've made friends with the IT guy whose cubicle is next to mine.
No, it doesn't count.
But we don't really share any
Not a
common
person.
ground.
No.
I want to be friends with the other similarly aged girls in my department, but I need advice on how to approach becoming friends with them.
Okay.
I haven't made any new friends in a long time,
Wow.
and I feel like I've lost the finesse it takes to become friends with people I don't know closely. My question is if you have any advice on pursuing a friendship with new people without coming off as desperate or needy. P.S. I'm willing to show them my party goblin and bond with them in that regard. P.S.S. I love your specials.
Sounds like you need a Chili's happy hour.
Whoa, good prices. You're like, my question is, what do I get Rajneesh from IT to show him I'm serious? Look, it's really hard to make friends. Girls can be really shitty, but if they're decent humans at all, they'll respond to your thing. So I don't think it's the worst thing. First of all, you're there to work, but it is nice to organically let it happen. I don't know how long you've been there. It is not the worst thing in the world to go around and be like, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm here. If anybody wants, like, put yourself out there. I'm also really good at being like when I meet a new friend, I'll take a general meeting and I'll be like, do you want to come to a curated bar crawl I do? And I like select friends and then you get drunk with someone. That's a great way to bond, provided that they're cool. I would just kind of put yourself in their orbit and volunteer. Be like, hey, I'm getting a drink. Does anyone want to do that? Someone will say yes. And if they all say no, they'll never know that you never went for that drink.
Right.
Ask if you can go with them. If they're like, we're going to lunch, be like, oh, I'm going there. Can I join you guys? They'd have to be monsters to say no.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're fine.
My personal method is I clock one person in the office when I've had like real jobs with other humans.
It's just been me for 4 years.
I know. When I'm at a real job, I clock one person in the office that I want to be friends with, and I ask them. I talk to them only
Every day.
and
You do that.
I fill out their vibe.
You do
and
that
I
with
ask
Molly.
them to go to a movie with me or hang out with me, and then from there, I'm going to a movie tomorrow night with someone that I made friends with at the temporary job between you and you when I left you briefly. And because it's so much easier for me personally to hone in on one person. And then when they are going to lunch with everyone, they invite me because then I'm in with that one person.
Provided you don't shit the bed at that
Right.
first lunch.
But if you do well the first time, and I remember specifically the first time I hung out with this friend, we saw The Shallows starring Blake Lively.
Wait,
at the
speaking of
ArcLight.
movies, is Between You and You the sequel to You Before Me? Or Me Before
Me
You?
Before You.
What's the other one? With like Timothy Chalamet. What's the
Oh, that's Call Me By Your Name.
Call Me By Your Name. Okay. Yeah, I mean, invite them. You know what also is fun? Pick one that you like. And if you have another friend, like, decide to go out with that friend and then invite her. Be like, hey, we're going to this fun. I always would be like, hey, we're going to break room. Or me and some of my friends. I pose it like me and my friends are doing something. Would you like to go?
Yeah.
And then you get, if she's like, oh, I can't. Or like, you know, you can gauge if someone wants to hang out with you. But it will organically, if you're not a total creep, like it'll organically happen at work.
Yeah, I just personally have found it easier to kind of get in good with one person and then expand from there. Like that's easier for me because I'm more of like a one-on-one hangout person.
Not me. I swing for the fences. I'm like, who wants to listen to me tell jokes? Come on out to the
you
Comedy
hang out
Store.
with a crew. Like you tend to get a group together,
Or just Greg.
And then whoever else you pick up along the way.
I do that. But yeah, have a thing that you're going to do and invite them along. It'll be cool. And you know what's really cute? It's not that, and you're girls, you can do this, like bring cupcakes to work. It's like a really sweet thing to be like, hey, I'm here. Oh, you know where I got them? Oh, the bakery. Oh, I live by that bakery. Oh, I love that bakery.
That's worked well for me. I bring to Avalon sometimes when you're not here and I just go by myself. I bring Krispy Kreme because there's one right near me and there isn't one like local to over here.
It's very nice of you.
So it's like finding something that's donuts are not that expensive compared to like a cupcake or something, but it's like a nice thing.
Yeah,
people remember that.
People remember that. Everybody likes the person that brought food, and it's okay to show that you're making an effort. You're new, and it's cool. I think that's sweet. I've done that before. Bought donuts for the crew. No one cared. The show got canceled, but still.
How about you bring back that Easter egg situation? Put some cereal around the office and Easter eggs.
Or fish, and don't tell them.
Just get to work before everyone and be like, I've hidden things.
Here's what you do. I've hidden things. Show up in a dirty bunny costume. Be like, it's me. Your coworker.
As far away from April as possible. Is April Easter? Yeah. Right?
I don't Jewish.
Yeah, I don't know.
All
right.
March. Maybe it's
It
April.
might be March.
It's whatever's after Valentine's Day before 4th of July.
As an
St.
adult, I
Patrick's
don't know
Day.
when it is.
It's after St. Patrick's
real
Day.
Gentile holiday either way.
Oh, it is the rising of Christ. It is second to Christmas in terms of body movement.
I will never forget going to a local park as like a small child for an egg hunt and like bigger kids just straight up attacking me and taking eggs from me. Like people have no shame.
If I were there, I would have defended you.
I appreciate that.
Don't you
My
touch her.
parents were just like, "Ugh, we'll just go do this. Like it's not worth it. Because the problem there is all the other parents are animals who have taught their kids to like fight for the best thing.
I'm sorry, my parents were there, but they were not there. Okay.
All right. Anonymous.
You'll be okay. You make friends. It's okay for you. You're
right.
okay.
Either, well, look, there's a lot of approaches.
She can rewind it.
Get in
You
there.
don't have to recap it.
You don't want to recap during
She can rewind it.
Hi, Iliza. I have an ex-boyfriend who has recently popped back up in my life and made it pretty clear he wants to hook up one last time.
Ew.
I'm tempted.
What? Wait, is he 91 last time?
I'm tempted because he's still the best person I've ever slept with, and I know it would be good. However, I'm apprehensive
good.
because I don't have any feelings for him anymore, but I get the sense he's still into me. I'm worried it's going to be really different than before or just awkward since I'm not in love with him anymore. I'm moving out of state soon, and so it's my last chance to get it on, but I just can't figure out if it's worth the risk or not. What do you think?
That is up to you. I mean, you can have sex with no emotion, especially if you've already like loved the person and you're over it.
Yeah.
If the sex is great and you're cool with it, who cares about his feelings if he's the one going into it? Or it's like maybe it's old news. The expression is you can never go home again. You can
Yeah.
never go bone again. It's never the same as it was when you were drunk that one time and you were young. Next question.
Meredith_Ren. Hey, Iliza and Emily. So I've been dating a medical resident for about 3 years. We have a year left of his program. We've moved to Miami together, and I left my comfort zone at home in Tennessee. I've grown a lot as a person and in my career.
Not that far.
But I'm receiving so much pressure and condescending comments about not being engaged after making such a, quote, sacrifice, unquote, without commitment. Mom and stepdad pressing about grandkids, which I don't want kids. And my father and friends telling me I'm not making a smart move by supporting my BF while he's in residency without the promise of commitment in the future. I understand the concern, but it brings so much anxiety to my relationship. Any advice on how to cope with the pressure or snappy comebacks for the naysayers? Extra info for context. We have both talked about our future in marriage, but still receive BS comments about being 29 without a ring and wasting time and money on something without permanence.
I mean, if he's a resident, he probably doesn't have money anyway. And if you both know that you're going to be committed, what's important is that you both know that that's your path. It doesn't matter what other people think. I don't love the plan just because of biology. But if you don't want to have kids, that puts you in a different lane if you truly don't. You might be saying that because it's like a way to deflect it. Let's pretend that you truly don't want to have kids. You really have to have a come to Jesus with yourself. What matters to you? Are you really content to just support this person? And because he could change his mind. You might fall out of love, but he also could just be like, yeah, I guess not. It's not uncommon that like, starter wife kind of thing. Like you're with the guy, support through med school. And then he's like, I guess I'm done now. But what really matters is that you two have an understanding of where you're going and what you mean to each other. And you have to be honest with yourself. Do you really not want kids? Does marriage mean something to you and you're trying to act like it's cool and people are bothering you so you're even more anti? It doesn't matter what other people say or think. And if they can't respect that, I think your family's just looking out for you. But they should know this guy enough to know he's like a good guy. Have your dad call him and be like, what are your intentions? But really at the end of the day, what matters is the honesty and communication and understanding between the two of you.
Right. If you're both on the same page, great.
Like, that's what they're always like when they're like, they said it wouldn't work and no one believed in us. It is you two against the world. So if you're on the same page and you're cool, that's what matters. But you have to make sure that that's actually how you feel.
Yeah.
That being said, I wouldn't do what you're doing. Fuck his dreams. Fuck your dreams. What about my dreams?
Real Miss Line. Hi, Iliza and Emily. Love both your podcasts. My question is about traveling.
Am I losing fans every time I answer a question?
Why?
I don't know.
Because you just tell them you don't like their choices? No, they're here for honesty.
Yeah, honesty.
And you're different than them, and they can take it with a grain of salt.
I'm different than you. I'm different now.
Iliza, how do you keep yourself organized on the road? And do you wish Emily was there with you? Or does Emily prefer the peace and quiet when you are out and about? Greetings from Germany. P.S. Come tour here bitte schön.
Of course, German asked about organization. How do you stay organized? When the world is so cramped.
How do you, because you're a good packer.
First of all, I tried to bring Emily on a flight once. I drugged her, I put her in a cage, and she got so upset mid-flight. Emily doesn't want to go. I said she could come to New York with me for the month we're shooting. She's like, nah. She does not like change. She is a house cat.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do get more stuff done.
Fair. That's fine. And I told her when I hired her, I'm like, I said this to you. I was like, however you want to do your job is fine. You don't have to check in. But you do have to come to work every day. I don't have a ton to organize. I wear a uniform on stage, which takes the guesswork out of clothes. So I wear black jeans and my tour shirt. You can say wearing your own tour shirt is dorky, but I sell a lot of shirts because people see how fucking dope it looks on me. I have toiletries. I have a set for home and a set for travel, so it stays packed.
Yeah.
There's an art to it. You can really get into it and find like fun, cute containers to refill, and you can really sort of Marie Kondo and nerd out in things like that. And having, a cute little thing for your soap or a little travel candle and little zip pouches. Zip pouches are great. I have one for my electronics, headphones, wires, adapters, everything like that stays in one pouch. Pouches are great. And when I get into a hotel, the first thing I do is set up all my toiletries nice. And if I have writing to do, I set up my desk nice. Like put on the laptop, I turn it on, I charge it. I have a little thing with pencils or whatever. That way, when I finally am in a mental space to do work, it's all set up nice for me. I keep a neat hotel room. Yeah. Initially, I explode, and then I'll clean up my own hotel room. I don't let the maid in.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to be said for you've done it enough times that you know exactly what you need.
I keep it all in the suitcase too. If I'm there for like 2 days, I don't unpack and put it in a drawer. And roll your shirts, get more room. It's a little zippy, not plastic bags, like a little canvas bag. Makeup, one's toiletries. Bring your own too. It's a lot cuter than wasting. Little things.
Yeah.
Little things.
Do you want to do top of the cob?
I think it's time for a top of the cob. Hit it. It's the top of the cob. We're doing it right. Okay. Every day. You just take a bite. Top of the cob. Kick it off with your top of the cob.
Okay. My top of the cob is that my Nana calls me almost every weekend. Like she'll check in. And
which Nana? Good Nana, bad Nana?
Good. Boston, Worcester. And she recently moved into a new old age home. Like she was kind of in a more independent situation before, and now she needs a little more help. So my aunt who lives up there goes and visits her all the time, and they've started calling me with the FaceTime instead of just the phone because, my Nana's phone is like 1,000 years old. Mm-hmm. And so they've been FaceTiming me the last few times that she's called. And so my aunt just gives it to her and lets her talk to me, and it's FaceTime, and mostly it's not pointed at her face, and I'm seeing like the top of her hair.
Yeah.
But it's nice because she'll be like, oh, show me your cat. Like I can show her around my room and I can show her my cat because I did give her official portraits of me and my cat, and I think it weirded her out. So she's trying to be interested in my life, and she's like, oh, can I see the cat?
Yeah, because no one in her generation did like portraits with their non-hunting dogs.
And it's kind of like, oh, cool, a picture of you and your cat. You think you're going to get married? And I'm like,
I am married. Married.
Right.
That's sweet. Nana time.
Yeah, so
Nana
it's
FaceTime.
nice.
I have taken pleasure lately. Our maid comes every week, and I leave cash for her. Sometimes I Venmo her. But I've taken pleasure in making a little gift bag out of the cash. So sometimes I will give her, if a fan gives me a T-shirt that I can't really wear or something like that. Or, I get a lot of stuff. People give me stuff, fans, companies, and I don't want to be a piglet and keep everything and like hoard it for later. So I'll take a little sustainable bag that was gifted to me and I'll put in like some coffee or a candle or a shirt or some stuff that I just have never used. And I make it look like a nice gift bag, and I fan out the money, and I put it in. Because I think for her, it's probably nicer to walk into, like, a fun little gift.
Yeah, and you get, like...
It's on the floor, take it all the way out.
You get candy and toys, and she has, like, kids, and...
So I like doing that. I've never seen her actually take it. Like, I'm never there when she takes it, but I like to think it's nice for her to see a little gift.
Yeah.
That's my top of the cab.
All right.
My bottom of the cab. Flight home from Boston last week, sitting on the flight. And the guy next to me said hi, didn't really talk to each other. And he ordered, I don't really drink on flights, but the flight attendant was like, do you want wine? And I was like, yeah. Because it was the middle of the day. I was like, I don't want to be awake for 6 hours on the way home.
Yeah.
I'll have some white wine. And the guy next to me said, soda with lime. And I thought he said vodka soda with lime. And I go, oh, you know what? That's good. I'll have that. And she goes, soda with lime? I go, oh, I thought I had vodka. Can you put vodka in it? And the guy looks at me and he goes, you're high maintenance.
What?
And was like, is that okay to say? I
For getting a drink that's
a normal. I didn't order like a Pousse Cafe with like 12 layers.
He's the one that needed a lime.
And he was definitely farting. And I was just like, why do you think it's okay? And I made a big deal. I was like, what smells? Like, why do you think it's okay to say that to me? I'm not going to fuck you.
That's so weird because that's not, you weren't like, can you pour in half vodka, then pour in some soda water, then put a lime, then put more vodka on
Layer
top.
it.
Like,
So,
you just wanted a drink in a drink.
yeah, he farted a lot. I knew it was him. So
Knew it was him. My bottom of the cob stressed you out earlier, but it's that my neighbors are making noises that I can't ignore. And it's not just a loud TV because everybody's like, just tell him to turn it off. I can't. There's a resonating note in his television that buries itself in my ears, and I haven't been sleeping, and I'm going to be one of those people that just kills someone and doesn't remember, and they're on the news just like, I don't know what happened. So I guess this is my confession.
why don't you ask people their advice? I'm sure people live in small apartments
I got
too.
some advice because I posted about it on Instagram and some of your fans commented. And I've tried a combination of things. The thing that is the closest to working right now is the silicone, like putty ear plugs that are like they feel horrible. They upset me because they like plug up your ear. That with a sleep headphone band over it.
It would feel like you were sick. It would feel like your ears were stopped
Yeah.
up. Ugh.
And then something playing. So I'm hearing like the muffled sound of that, but then that tone is still getting under. So that's
There's
where I'm
certain
at.
frequencies you are not blocking out in there.
Yeah, you know what you could do? Blow out your own eardrums so you don't hear certain frequencies. Like you've been to too many concerts. Then you won't hear anything.
That might be.
My heart aches for you, and I know that feeling when you're in your own home and something's loud, and it makes me so anxious.
Yeah.
But side note,
Yeah.
unrelated, your skin looks good.
Thank you.
Really cleared
I
up.
feel like I've figured out my own routine.
Like I drank a full Coca-Cola at
Well,
3
I
a.m.
finally look, I got this advice from Jackie Johnson's Natch Butte podcast.
Okay,
I
but this is
finally
Ask Liza
went
Anything,
to- I went to a dermatologist because I was like, look, I've been doing all the things that people say you should do.
Yeah.
And it's not getting better. Like there's only so because you feel kind of like, oh, what am I doing wrong? And there's only so much you can do before
I
you're
never
like, it's
feel that
not
way.
Really, because I just was like, oh, I'm like gross. Like, what am I doing?
I'm always like, what's everyone else doing wrong, and how is it affecting me?
No, but I just was like, I need help. I need medical intervention.
Yeah, so you got it.
So I got it, and
Yeah.
I paid for the privilege, but I've figured it out.
Did you Accutane?
No,
Dermo
because that's kind of the more intense Velton, which is like a combo of
Looks
things
great.
that you put on every night.
There you
And
go.
Now I have like a thing to do.
Better living through chemicals.
Sometimes, yeah.
Call your mothers.
It's time to have your high five moment with High Five Casino, the top social casino where the action and real prizes never stop. Fun spins and big wins are right at your fingertips with over 1,000 games, including High Five Casino exclusives. High Five Casino is always free to play with free coins given out every 4 hours. Sign up today and get free welcome coins you can spin for a chance at cash prizes. Visit highfivecasino.com.
High Five Casino.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Must be 21 years or older. Terms and conditions apply.